Ugh. Hair porosity gives me a headache. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Make new videos every Friday. All right, let's get started. We are going to talk about hair density, hair texture today. I get asked a lot of time, people wondering like what hair texture they are, what density, and this is really like the biggest building block for finding a routine that works for your curls and your natural texture. So if you are interested in that, let's keep watching. We can begin by talking about hair density. So my hair is, I'm medium density. I'm like, right now my hair is a little less tight curly because it is a little grown out, but my hair is medium density. It's medium, like each strand is like medium thickness. I'm not necessarily fine hair. I'm not necessarily a coarse haired person. Kind of in between on everything. So same with, we're also going to talk about hair porosity, which is like the thorn in my side. I hate trying to figure out hair porosity because everything is just, I am in the middle of everything. So like I don't ever fit in any of the categories like exactly, which I'm sure a lot of people experience as well, just like everything in life. So when we talk about hair density, we're talking about how much hair you have on your head. When I was growing up, I always thought every person with curly hair had thick hair because that's what everyone said to me. And then for a while, I thought I had extremely fine hair because I had so much silicone buildup on my scalp because I wasn't using a sulfate to wash anything out. I was using sulfate-free shampoo because I color my hair. I've been coloring my hair for 5 years. I was using a sulfate-free shampoo with tons of different silicones, so I was using all these different silicone products and not properly cleansing them out of my hair. Now I am silicone and sulfate free because I color my hair. I don't want to use sulfate, and so I also don't use silicone because they go hand in hand. You can't use one without the other. We can talk more about the pros and cons of silicone and sulfate in another video. So hair density, you can have, so that's like how much hair you have on your scalp. So to find out your hair density, if you like kind of, your hair's wet, you kind of pull your hair back, see you can kind of, I do that, you can kind of see my scalp, like a little bit. So somebody who has more fine hair, you can totally see their scalp. So my hair is a little bit more fine, as you can see here. If I do that, you can see my scalp. When my hair is wet, you can kind of see my scalp where my part is. Now, I also know that this side of my hair is far more dense than this side of my hair. And I have been actually using these two products from Curlsmith to see if they help with hair density. I've seen Bianca Renee has had great results using these along with the Curlsmith hair vitamins, so maybe that worked great. Like I have medium density. You can see my scalp when I move my hair out of the way. If you have low density, you can just see your scalp. Like again, I said, you can see my scalp right here. This part of my hair is not very dense, but over here is like super dense. Like, ugh. Like I guess on my temples, my hair is not quite as dense as it is on the rest of my head, which again, I think that a lot of people have stuff like that happen. And then somebody who has high density hair, you cannot see their scalp. They'll move their hair, like their scalp is covered in hair. Like no spots, like no space between their hair. What happens a lot of times is we assume that our hair is, my hair is thick because my hair is curly. My hair is thick because my hair is coily. I need to use all these super heavy products on my hair. And the matter of fact is that texture is completely different than your curl pattern. So your density and your hair porosity play a much bigger role in the products that are going to work for your hair than your curl pattern. So now I want to move on to fine, medium, and coarse hair. So like I was talking about earlier, your hair density is more on like how much hair you have, and then your hair texture is more like fine, medium, and coarse. Fine hair is when, so if you put a piece of your hair, one strand of your hair between your fingers and you were kind of rubbing it around like that, you could almost like, you can't even feel it. You can't even tell you have a piece of hair between your fingers. I've also been told that you can compare your hair like to a string of thread. So someone who has very coarse hair would have, like, their hair strand would look almost like a thread. Like, that's somebody who, like, your hair, you can really feel it if you rub it between your fingers. I'm kind of in the middle where I have this. It's important to know this because, so if you have more fine hair, your hair is not going to do well against chemical processes or heat styling, any of those things. Your hair is going to be a lot weaker because of those things, where somebody with more coarse hair can withstand bleaching their whole head 3 times, where somebody with more fine hair would bleach their hair 3 times and their hair would fall out. So this is important to know if you are like thinking about any of that kind of stuff. Okay, so hair porosity. We have high porosity, medium, and low porosity. Low porosity is when the cuticle on your hair strand is like shut. Like ain't nothing getting in and ain't nothing getting out. So a lot of times this hair is very shiny, and it is also prone to buildup because things don't go into your hair, they just sit on top of your hair. Medium porosity is kind of like where I used to fall before I lightened my hair. Now I feel like I am more of a high porosity. I'm more on that spectrum now. It's like a little bit, the cuticle is a little bit more lifted, and it usually can intake moisture pretty well and let moisture out pretty well. Usually if you have more medium porosity hair, you're more like good to go with like doing treatments, where if you have more low porosity hair is resistant to like lifting and bleaching, where high porosity hair will snap off and break if you're not careful. High porosity is hair is like has a ton of gaps in it. So the cuticle is super lifted. This is what happens when you are doing a lot of chemical damage to your hair. A lot of times you can have very high porosity. So if you've bleached your hair before, or like recently bleached your hair, any kind of like chemical processing on your hair, you may have more high porosity hair now. So there's little holes in the hair, and that lets in a ton of moisture into your hair. It's letting in way more than it should have. It makes your hair more prone to be frizzy and tangly in humid weather, which I have been dealing with recently. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hair profile on myself. Medium to fine hair. My hair is medium density hair, where you can kind of see my scalp here, but the rest of my hair is pretty dense. I want to talk a little bit about the products that work the best for my hair. Biggest help ever since I started lightening my hair, even before I started lightening my hair, has been good old Olaplex pre-treatment. This stuff is a lifesaver. If you do any chemical treatment, this is a must in your routine. This is not a protein treatment. This is a bond rebuilder. First, I want to talk about shampoo. A lot of times I thought curly girl method, we only co-wash. Not true. If you have more fine hair, if you don't have coarse hair, you don't have a hard time having moisture in your hair, using a normal, gentle shampoo like this is awesome for your hair, because I found just co-washing doesn't do enough for me. And then also make sure you are doing clarifying washes. I have this one from Anasi. This is a sulfate-free clarifying shampoo. It is awesome for completely cleaning your hair. Using that like at least once a month is super great. Don't use it every week though, it can be a bit stripping. Let's talk about conditioner and deep conditioner. Curlsmith conditioner. This is rich, not super rich. It doesn't weigh down my hair at all. It's not oily in the slightest. I feel like this is a true middle of the road conditioner. I know a lot of people really like the Nature Mother's natural conditioners. I have the Nature Mother's Curl Talk Deep Conditioning Mask. This is awesome. This is a really good deep conditioning mask, and it is only $8. It is fantastic. Now let's talk a little bit about everybody's favorite stylers. All right, so if you have more fine hair, more medium texture hair, you are going to want to stay away from like heavy butters and creams. Like basically, like I would stay away from I personally don't like Shea Moisture. I feel like their products are pretty darn heavy, especially for people with more fine hair, and they like really weigh my hair down. For like their conditioners are okay. Like their rinse out products, they don't have a problem with. Let me know if you've had a similar experience with Shea Moisture. I like using products that are a little bit more light. I do use styling creams from time to time. I do think if you have more fine hair, you can use styling creams. Just use a little bit less of them. Just don't use a leave-in. Rule of thumb, if you have fine hair, don't use a leave-in and a curl cream. A lot of times I avoid moisture products in my hair just because I think my hair gets over moisturized easily. So a lot of times I will just go in with the Trelux Reflex Serum. This stuff is so good. I use this literally every single wash day. If I'm not reviewing like a line of products, they always use this because I love it so much. It is like a styler, so if you don't have my hair is like a bit more curly, I need a little bit more help with definition. If you don't need as much help with definition, maybe you're a wavy girl, you probably use this on its own. For me, using this on its own, it doesn't give me enough hold, but I do absolutely love it with anything, and especially with refreshing. Just kind of like glaze it over your hair. Oh, stuff's awesome. I'll show you another fine girlfriend, mousse. Oh my goodness, mousse. This is from Original Moxie, the Pop Life mousse. It says for fine hair. This mousses are great. I love this mousse. I also love the Herbal Essence Totally Twisted mousse. That mousse is absolutely wonderful, and it's only $3 at Target. It's a good mousse. So here are two gels that I really like. This one is by Trelux, the High Def Gel. Fantastic gel, absolutely love it. And then this is the Blueberry Bliss Gel from Curls. This is at Target. You can get this at Walgreens. Both of them are great. They're both a little bit more expensive. I think this one's $18 and this one's like 20-something dollars. With fine hair, I feel like you need to stay away from gels. And I feel like more so staying away from creams is more ideal if you have more fine hair. I know a lot of people will be like, my hair is so crunchy when I use a gel. If your hair is crunchy, here's the thing you do. Scrunch out the crunch, because that's called a cast. So if your hair is crunchy after it dries, that's a cast, and you can scrunch that out. That would conclude my video. I hope that this information was helpful, and let me know what your hair texture is like, because I'd love to know what your hair texture is like. And if you figured anything out, maybe learned something that you didn't know before, let me know. I'd love to chat about it in the comments. I also have some exciting news. If you watch this video and maybe you have more coarse hair and you want to hear some more information from somebody who has coarse hair, I have collabed with my friend Elizabeth, who is Grace Love and Curls over on Instagram. You can go check out her YouTube channel at Familia Costado, so make sure that you check that out. We did this together and it's awesome to collab with her. She's wonderful, absolutely love her. Her Instagram page is also fantastic, so make sure you go check that out after you're done watching this video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you learned something new. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I upload videos every Friday. I will see you guys next week. Bye! Thanks again for watching. Make sure that you check out Elizabeth's video. I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye!